Welcome everybody. My name is Mr. Charnock and I'm delighted to tell you a little bit about our grouping for Year 7. But I want to begin by giving you a very important date for your diaries. The 20th of August 2026. Yes, I realise it's a very long way off, but actually you'll be surprised how quick it comes round. But the reason I want to highlight the date today is that the foundations of the success which our pupils achieve at the end of Year 11 are laid from now, the very start of Year 7. Those pupils shown in the photographs are some of our previous pupils who've collected their results in August. And when they opened up their results, they were just delighted by their achievements. But it wasn't just about what they had done over the past few months. It was much more than that. Here at Our Ladies, our pupils have an outstanding record of success at GCSEs, but that doesn't just happen by accident. It's the culmination of 5 years of hard work. But it is not just at school where that takes place. We've been helping children achieve their full potential for over 30 years, and we know that children achieve when home and school work together. And that is what I want us to start doing, because I want to help you to work closely with school and your child over the next 5 years. And one of the ways I want you to start this process is to ensure that you're familiar with some of the systems we have developed over many years to help our children achieve their success. So I want to begin through this virtual presentation by outlining a few areas where we can work together. And the first one today is how we group pupils by ability. When we host our Year 7 information evening on Tuesday the 2nd of November, we will look at how we set targets for pupils, how we report to you as parents, and how we use what we call progress scores to track progress and reward success, and what these progress scores mean. But today, this presentation is about grouping. So why do we place pupils into ability groups? Well, put simply, we want to ensure that your child achieves their potential. Not someone else's, their potential. And so we want to ensure that the curriculum taught is matched to each pupil's capability. We're blessed with outstanding teachers who work hard to ensure that their lessons are pitched at the right level for the pupils who are in front of them. And the teachers want to ensure that your child is challenged in lessons, as by challenging them will help them to make outstanding progress and ultimately in 5 years achieve a great set of results. So going forward, pupils will be placed into ability groups from Monday the 1st of November, when we return after half term. Pupils will be given their new timetables before we break up for half term, and they'll be given a letter for you which will indicate their new class. So how will this change? What's happening at the moment? Well, at the moment, the majority of pupils are taught in their form groups for all the subjects listed on the screen. Now, in technology, pupils are currently in mixed ability groups, slightly different to their form groups, and PE is grouped by PE classes, boys and girls, by the PE department. So from Monday the 1st of November, pupils will be grouped by ability for the following subjects. And there are 7 possible groups that your child could be placed into across 3 bands. They could be placed into the B band in either B1 or B2. That is a band for those pupils who are academically the most able. Then the C bands, C1 or C2, then T bands, T1 or T2, perhaps for pupils who require slightly smaller class size, and then M1, a small group, nurture group for those with either an educational healthcare plan or those who would really suit a much smaller group to help them grow, develop and achieve their full potential. They're named after famous saints. So B is for Bernadette, a great Catholic saint. C for Edmund Campion, one of the former schools that came together to create Our Ladies. T for St. Mother Teresa, another example of a wonderful Catholic saint. And M for Cuthbert Maine, another school that came together to form Our Ladies. These groups will operate throughout year 7, 8 and 9, and they're about finding the right group for the right pupil. Whilst there'll be change there are some subjects where there'll be no change. Pupils will continue to have the following subjects in the groups that they have already, which is either their form group or a slight mixed ability group based on either boys, girls or design technology. Now, when pupils return after half term, we know some may be a little unsettled because they've got to go to a new room or it's a new teacher. But our years of experience actually tell us there's very little difficulties. And very quickly, those small few who seem a bit unsettled, they settle incredibly quickly and they go on to make great progress. I do want to reassure you, it's something we do every single year. Now, as parents, I know you're keen to understand how we've grouped pupils by ability, and I want to explain this to you now. We use all of the available data for each child that we have, and we spend time reviewing that data. Some of the key data we use is the results from the cognitive ability tests, or CAT tests, that your child took when they joined us in September. These are tests that can't be revised for, can't be prepared for. It's about testing someone's cognitive ability, their natural intelligence and ability against a series of different tasks. We use information from the primary schools. The primary schools have taught your child for many, many years and done an outstanding job, and they've sent us information about how they've progressed and the ability that they are. We also use national reading and spelling tests. These are nationally accredited tests which assess someone's reading ability and spelling ability. Again, being able to read and access material will help us to choose the right group for your child. And then we use our own teachers' recommendations. Your children will have completed standardised tests or baseline assessments in an array of subjects or tasks that the teachers have set them over these first few months. Our teachers will then make recommendations based on how your child has responded to these tests or tasks. They complete this process every single year for 180 odd pupils. They're skilled at assessing pupils and making decisions on what the right group is for each child to help them succeed and make the best progress. When all the data, it does look a bit like this. And I share that with you just to show you the wide range of data we use, that we don't take it lightly. At the staff right class and work very hard to ensure that we place your child in the right group for them. Now, we do review the grouping regularly, and Miss O'Byrne is always looking at the right group for the right child. And it's important that pupils know that there's no place guaranteed in a group for the 5 years. If it's right for a child to move, we'll move them. But if it's right for them to stay, then we'll stay. If I give you an example, it could be that a child is doing incredibly well. And some people might say, is it right to move that child? And we'll look at all the evidence and we'll look at the situation and we'll make a decision. And sometimes it might be right to move that to a different group. Or we might say, actually, they're doing so well because they're in the right group. They're getting the right challenge. They're making the right progress. So actually, their great success is because they are grouped in the right place for them. But we'll constantly review it and we'll always look at what the best decision is. So from Monday the 1st of November, children will be placed into one of the 3 bands. B bands, either in B1 or 2, C bands, C1 or 2, T band, T1 or 2, or that small nurture group of M1. Pupils will come home with their new timetables before the end of half term, and they'll begin these on the first day back. We will be speaking to pupils about this before they break up for half term, so they have a real clear understanding of how it all works. Thank you very much for your time. We do really look forward to seeing you at our Year 7 information evening, where we can share a little bit more about some of the systems we use to help your child succeed, so you feel a bit more informed. And also there'll be an opportunity to hear from Miss O'Byrne about how children are settled in, and then an informal opportunity over a cup of tea or coffee to meet with your child's teacher. So we look forward to seeing you then, and thank you for listening to this.